All right, everybody, I'm back again. Another video, another live stream. Happy to be here on Saturday afternoon here in the United States, over in Florida. Now, there's not a ton of Man City fans over here where I live. There's not a lot of honestly soccer fans or football fans over here where I live. So, any comments or DMs in my Twitter would be awesome. I'd love to meet lots of new people and everything. Very excited to keep building this small channel for now. I'm up to 6 subscribers at the moment, which is super cool. I know it's not big, and that's no problem at all. I'm just doing this for fun and see what happens. So I'm here to have my say about Man City, and we're playing Ipswich tomorrow at Portman Road. So I would like to take a look here at the game. We're at 11:30 Eastern time. That's my time over here in the U.S. And as far as injuries and doubts, of course, Oscar Bob still probably not back yet. Rodri out for the season, not back yet, of course. And then you have Diaz and Stones, who I believe have returned to training, but uncertain on their availability, most likely not available. We also have 3 signings coming in Omar Marmoush. We have Kusanov, and we have Vitor Heiss. None of them will be available tomorrow, unfortunately. Maybe midweek against PSG, but also possibly not until the weekend. We will see. The only one holding the City kit so far, from what I've seen, was Kusanov either last night or this morning, depending on your time zone. But he's going to be wearing the 45, which is pretty cool. Mario Balotelli's number. And I'm excited to see him play, get an aggressive center back into the squad and see how that goes. Now, I will pull up my lineup builder here in just a second. Form-wise, City have won 3 of their last 5. Now, everyone knows we haven't been great lately, but we've won 3 of our last 5. 2 of those wins coming in the Prem against Leicester and West Ham. And then last game out was the draw at Brentford, where we collapsed. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's a crap season here. So these signings in January, at least for me, have helped me out, helped me cope, get some copium in, because watching us this past few months has been pretty trash. But it is what it is. Ipswich are newly promoted team. Don't expect them to be, I don't think many people think they're going to get a win here at least. They could always get a point. Tough place to go play at Ipswich. They got Liam Delap, of course, but they are in 18th place in the table, sitting on 16 points and only 3 wins. So ideally, this is a win. It's a dominant win for City. We haven't had a ton of those in the Prem lately, but I do not have my doubts yet. I don't have doubts. I believe we'll be able to go there and get all 3 points. So I'm going to pull up this is the table here I'm looking at. City are down to 8 after this Saturday morning's games. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. If we get a win tomorrow, we will shoot back up to 5th, level on points with Newcastle, but behind on goal difference. Maybe even depends on the game tomorrow. And then Chelsea, of course, play Monday, so we will see what happens with them. They've got Wolves. Now, I'll pull up my lineup builder here. I believe the easy one is Ortega again. I don't see Ederson getting any minutes. I think he's out the door. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. I see him leaving as soon as he possibly can. And I think maybe he's only the cup keeper for the remainder of the season, unless there's an injury to Ortega or something changes as far as him wanting to stay. I don't know. Seems a bit odd, though. Now, Rico Lewis has gotten a little rest. I don't believe we've seen him in a bit, so I'm going to slot him in at right back with this most likely inverting sort of role. I'm going to roll with Gvardiol probably out at left back, and he's the one pushing up down the wing pretty significantly. He's a good offensive weapon and solid defensively. Now, these 2 center backs, I don't think we have much of much of a choice here. I would imagine it is Manuel Akanji, of course, on the right side with Nathan Ake here on the left. I don't see JSP getting any minutes, and I don't think Stones or Diaz are going to be readily available. Maybe they are, and if they are, that'd be great. I'd love to see Diaz get back in the team. He's our leader, should be our captain once Kyle Walker is out the door, which could happen, anytime this upcoming week, potentially. So that's the back four for me. It's probably standard. It's probably what most people are predicting. Now, moving on to the midfield, it's a little tougher. Against Brentford, I thought KDB was exceptional. He was our best player by a lot in my mind. He's still got it, even though he's pushing on in age and he's very injury prone. I still see him as a guy that we can rely on when fit. I wish, of course, that was more often, but for me, he's got to play. He's too good to not be on the pitch. Now the other two midfield roles, I personally would really like to see Grealish here on this left-hand side, playing kind of an attacking 10-8-ish role, but I don't know if we could see Grealish and De Bruyne in the same midfield. I would think that it's one or the other probably, just balance-wise. So it's tough. I would probably say Kovacic is going to get the nod just because he's the only guy that can really play deep in the midfield for us and can be trusted. Maybe we get Nunez, and maybe Nunez is one that comes in on the right. He didn't have a terrible game against Brentford, but so maybe Nunez plays there on the right instead of Rico, but this is my team. This is just what my guess is. Now, this other midfielder position, I'm not sure, because I want to put Foden there, I think. Yeah, let's go with Foden. He had 2 goals against Brentford. He didn't play overall extremely, well, but I think it could be something like this, where we see something like this, maybe. And then the front three, in my mind, probably picks itself. We have Savinho, who's been getting a lot of minutes out left, but I'm going to go with Savinho out right here. Haaland, of course, through the middle. Nobody else is taking that spot. Just signed his contract as well. I did a little live stream on that yesterday, so if you want to check that out, just go to my lives on my channel and give that a watch. And for the final attacking role here, you have 2 options. You have Grealish and you have Doku. Personally, I would go Grealish over Doku because I'm not a huge Doku guy. But I know that Grealish is not in favor whatsoever with Pep, and there's problems there. So I imagine it ends up being Doku here. What I would love to see would be Savinho out left and Oscar Bob out on the right. Unfortunately, I think we're just a little bit away from that at the moment, but this is what at least I see potentially happening, and maybe we see Bernardo in on the right, and then Savinho's out left and Doku's on the bench. That could happen. We could see Foden out right, Savinho on the left, and then Bernardo here in the mid, which is possible. I mean, that might be a little bit more likely. I'm not sure. I will take a look here at the projected lineup for the game here. It is roughly what I have. They have Savinho out on the left, Doku on the right, which could be. I mean, they're pretty interchangeable there. Now, the other thing I would like to talk about just real quick is Liam Delap. Of course, he is Ipswich's number 9, former Man City player, academy guy. We sold him in the summer. He's had a pretty good season, 8 goals in the Prem. You can see it right here. Let's take a look. Let's do this. I will move myself out of the way so you guys can see this. Go over here. There we go. Yeah, you see Delap. He's Got the 8 goals, 2 assists, and 19 starts, 20 games played. He's been kind of a beast. He's been getting some major recognition with pundits and with people online. And there was a reported release clause or buyback clause for Man City in his contract, and it's over 30 million. So I honestly, Ipswich, I think it's going to go down, unfortunately for them and unfortunately for their fans. But I just don't see how they're going to be able to stay up. They're not quite good enough, even as good as Delap himself is. I see he's probably going to get the buyback triggered by City, and then they're going to sell him on, because I just don't see Delap coming back to City and sitting on the bench. We've got Holland, we've got Marmouche, we have plenty of attackers, especially guys that can play in that 9 with Holland and Marmouche. There's not a pathway there, and it's the same problem he had when he was playing for City, or when he was contracted by City. If he never really played for us, there's not really a pathway for him to get into the team, unfortunately for him. So that is my take. I see Delap being bought back in the summer, sold on for a fee, as we kind of do with our academy, and maybe that is what we need to progress forward and find the KDB replacement in the summer. There's a rumor again of KDB getting a new contract on a little bit scaled back wages, which would be nice for the balance sheets and whatnot. But for me, I do give KDB that contract as long as it is on less wages, so we can make room for new signings and whatnot. But a lot remains to be seen. Game tomorrow, 11:30, and I do plan on doing a watch along. So if anybody sees this video later and wants to stop in during the game and say hi, or get on the channel with me and do a watch along with me, that'd be cool. But other than that, whenever there's some more transfer news, maybe later today, I'll be back again. But otherwise, I'll be back tomorrow for the watch along. Man City, Ipswich. I'm going 3-0. 3-0. Holland hat trick, and we get a clean sheet for the first time in quite a while. All right.